Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in a world of constant change, where every step forward, every development demands adjustment and reconstruction. This is not only true for the grand physical structures we build, but it is equally true for each and every one of us. Every great structure, every towering building reaches a point where it needs to be rebuilt. Not because it was flawed, but because growth demands it. Rebuilding is not always a choice, but at times, it is an inevitability if we wish to keep moving forward. But why is the process of rebuilding oneself so crucial? What makes this journey such an essential part of every person's life? Rebuilding oneself is not a sign of weakness or failure. On the contrary, it is a testament to the boundless potential within us, to our ability to reach new heights, stronger, farther, and more resilient than before. In this process, one core element we must not overlook is the rediscovery of our purpose. Without a solid foundation, any building is prone to collapse when faced with adversity. Similarly, we must revisit our original purpose, the guiding principle that has shaped our path from the very beginning. This does not only provide us with a clear direction, but also serves as the driving force to face future challenges with renewed energy. Dear friends, today I invite you to embark on a journey that is not simply about outward change, but about deep internal rebuilding. It calls on us to look back at our past, confront what no longer serves us, and from there, step into a new journey with strength, determination, and unwavering belief. This is not an easy path, but I believe it is one worth every effort we put in. As we move forward, let us remember that before we can rebuild anything, whether it's a building, a business, or even ourselves, we must first return to the original purpose. That purpose is the foundation, the blueprint that helped us begin our journey. Without a solid foundation, any structure, no matter how grand, is vulnerable to collapse when the storms come. This is why our life's purpose plays such a crucial role in our personal journey of rebuilding. Imagine you are an architect standing before an old, worn-out building that needs to be renovated. The first thing you would do is not tear everything down, but instead carefully examine the original blueprint. You would assess which parts need to be preserved, which parts need to be changed, and most importantly, whether the foundation is still strong enough to build upon. Our lives work in much the same way. Our purpose is the original blueprint of who we are. Before we can rebuild ourselves, we must return to our personal blueprint, rediscovering that original purpose. Purpose is not just a destination. It is the guiding light that leads us through life's challenges. When we face hardships, failures, or even moments of feeling lost, it's easy to forget the purpose that first set us on our path. But the truth is that purpose never leaves us. We simply need to return and rediscover it. The role of purpose in rebuilding ourselves is irreplaceable. It is the driving force, the internal strength that allows us to rise after setbacks and begin again. When we forget why we started, we are more easily swayed by short-term goals and fleeting passions, which can lead to instability in our lives. But how do we distinguish between passion and purpose? Passion is what excites us. It is a powerful energy, but one that can change over time as our life stages evolve. Purpose, on the other hand, is something deeper, more enduring. Passions may come and go, but purpose remains constant, no matter what is happening around us. Think of life as a compass. Passion is the needle that sometimes spins, pointing toward different goals, but purpose is the center, the steady point that keeps us grounded and prevents us from losing our way. If we live solely by passion, life can feel like a ship adrift at sea without a final destination. But when we align passion with purpose, our journey becomes meaningful and sustainable. So how do we identify what is merely passion and what is our true purpose? The answer lies in self-awareness. We must take time to reflect and understand what brings us temporary excitement and what gives us lasting fulfillment. Passion might ignite us for a short while, but purpose is what continues to inspire and motivate us, even when things get tough. I encourage each of you to take time to discover yourself. to reflect on what truly matters to you. Only when you deeply understand yourself can you distinguish between fleeting passions and your long-lasting purpose. Ask yourself, what makes my life truly valuable? What am I willing to pursue even when it's difficult? These questions will help you rediscover your original purpose and allow you to rebuild yourself with strength and clarity. Remember, it is never too late to reconnect with your purpose. Life is filled with opportunities to start again, as long as we look ahead with faith and determination. Purpose never fades away. It simply needs to be rediscovered to illuminate the path we are meant to follow. As we continue on this journey of rebuilding ourselves, the next essential phase after rediscovering our purpose is the process of growth. No rebuilding can be complete if we are not ready to grow and evolve. Personal development is not merely the end result. It is the journey itself that we must embrace. Growth is not always easy or smooth. It demands courage to face change, to encounter challenges and obstacles. Like strong trees that must root deeply into the earth, withstand harsh weather, and endure storms before they can rise and provide shade under the sun, our personal growth follows the same pattern. It is not just about reaching the outcome, but about overcoming challenges along the way. We often become obsessed with the final result, but the true value lies in the lessons learned and the strength accumulated throughout the process. Growth is not only about the achievements we reach, but also about the person we become during the journey. These are invaluable lessons of patience, perseverance, and the continuous effort to better ourselves each and every day. Personal development is always tied to change, and change is rarely easy. At times, we may feel tested to our limits, facing challenges that seem insurmountable. But remember, each challenge is an opportunity for growth, a chance to become stronger and more resilient. We only realize our personal growth when we face and overcome these obstacles. Looking back, we often find that it is the challenges that have shaped us the most. No one can grow without experiencing adversity, just as no tree can grow without deep roots in dark soil. Every failure we encounter on the path of rebuilding ourselves is a valuable lesson. And the most important thing is that we don't give up. The journey of growth demands endurance and perseverance. When we talk about growth, we must also emphasize the role of endurance and perseverance. These are the key elements that allow us to overcome the difficulties we encounter on our path to personal development. There will be moments when we face seemingly insurmountable obstacles and painful failures. But as long as we maintain our belief in ourselves, we will continue to move forward. Let me share with you a small story. There was a farmer who planted a tree in a barren, dry land. Many people around him said he was wasting his time because that land wasn't suitable for planting. But the farmer didn't give up. Day after day, he diligently cared for the tree, believing that it would grow. Despite the harsh weather, he never stopped watering it, fertilizing it, and tending to its needs. Years later, the tree not only survived but became a mighty one, with deep roots and wide branches, standing strong against all storms. The farmer's perseverance is a clear demonstration of the importance of not giving up in the face of adversity. Rebuilding ourselves is much like planting a tree. Sometimes our efforts don't yield immediate results, but if we persist and endure, the fruits of our labor will come in unexpected ways. Endurance and perseverance are the keys to success in the process of growth. No one can achieve lasting development without going through challenges. Those who persist will not be defeated by temporary setbacks. It is those who are willing to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the path, who will achieve lasting success. Dear friends, personal growth doesn't come from days of ease. It comes from the days when we face challenges that seem impossible to overcome. But as long as we don't give up, as long as we keep striving, we will certainly see positive change within ourselves. Growth is not just about the destination, it's about the journey. And on that journey, endurance and perseverance are the two companions we cannot do without. As we embark on this journey of rebuilding ourselves, one of the most significant and challenging steps is learning how to let go. We often cling to what is familiar, whether it be habits, beliefs, or even relationships, even when they no longer serve us in the present. However, to rebuild effectively, we must have the clarity and courage to release what no longer supports our growth. First, we must ask ourselves, what in my life is no longer aligned with who I am today? It could be old habits, outdated mindsets, or even relationships that no longer bring positivity into our lives. Just as when we clean out a house before a renovation, we must clear away the clutter, those items that no longer have value, to make room for something new and better. A house cannot be rebuilt if it's still filled with things that no longer belong. Our lives work the same way. Recognizing what no longer fits is the first step on the path to letting go. We need to face reality and ask ourselves, are the things I'm holding on to really serving the future I want? This question may reveal surprising answers. It could be old habits we've nurtured for years that are now barriers. It could be outdated beliefs that limit our progress. It could even be toxic relationships that no longer support or help us grow. Letting go is not easy. It requires both courage and determination. But letting go does not mean giving up. It means making space for better things to come. Like an architect who decides to tear down part of an old structure to build something stronger, we too must be willing to release what once mattered but no longer serves us. One of the biggest challenges we face when letting go is fear. We fear that in letting go we'll lose something familiar, lose a part of ourselves. But think of letting go as a process of refinement. We aren't discarding everything. We're only letting go of what no longer fits, what holds us back. It's a process of shedding unnecessary weight so we can move forward with lightness and freedom. The courage to let go is a vital quality in the journey of self-reconstruction. Often, what keeps us from moving forward is not the grand obstacles, but the small attachments, those ingrained habits and mindsets. Recognizing and bravely releasing them is a powerful step in freeing ourselves from invisible burdens. As the famous saying goes, letting go is not failure. It's creating space for something better. I'm reminded of a story about a woman I once met. She had endured many hardships in life and held on to painful memories from her past. Those memories trapped her, keeping her stuck in fear and anxiety. Every time she tried something new, those memories resurfaced, pulling her down. But one day she made a decision to let go. She decided not to let the past control her present anymore. Slowly, she felt liberated, lighter, and began to rebuild her life in a more positive way. Her story is a powerful reminder that it's often the things we don't even realize are holding us back that serve as the biggest barriers. Letting go of the past, releasing relationships that no longer serve us, and abandoning old harmful habits are necessary steps if we want to rebuild ourselves on a solid foundation. Dear friends, I invite you to reflect on your own life and ask, what no longer serves the future I envision? It might be something you've never considered before, but if you have the courage to face it and the strength to let go, you will create space for greater things to enter your life. Rebuilding is not only about adding new things, but also about clearing out what no longer belongs. Have the courage and determination to let go, because only then can you move forward with strength and confidence. As we journey through life, one of the most crucial elements in the process of rebuilding ourselves is having a clear vision for the future. Vision is what guides us, like a compass steering a ship across the vast ocean. A vision is not a far-fetched dream or an unrealistic idea. It is the map that shows us what we need to do and where we need to go. I want to emphasize that vision is not merely a wish. It is the guiding map of our lives. Without a clear vision, we are easily lost, pulled into short-term goals, and ultimately lose sight of our true direction. But with vision, we can focus our energy and efforts on what truly matters, on the things that will lead us to our ultimate destination. Think of vision the same way an architect plans a great structure. Without detailed blueprints or a specific plan, the building cannot be solidly constructed or completed. Our lives are no different. Vision is the detailed blueprint, the direction we need to follow in order to know what to do and how to do it. But how do we cultivate a clear vision? The answer lies in self-awareness and belief in the future. Each of us has values, dreams, and important goals we want to achieve in life. A vision is not just about what we want, it's also about our commitment to making it a reality. When we have a clear vision, we know what matters, what to let go of, and what to focus on to achieve our goals. However, on the journey toward that vision, obstacles are inevitable. There will be challenges and difficulties that test our resolve. These challenges may cause us to doubt our ability to reach our vision. But I want to remind you that maintaining faith is the most critical factor in this journey. No road to success is without bumps. The key is to stay determined and unwavering in our belief in our vision. During the process of rebuilding ourselves, there will be times when it feels like everything is working against us, when plans don't unfold as expected, and we find ourselves stuck in the midst of challenges. But remember, every obstacle we encounter is an opportunity for growth and a chance to strengthen our belief in ourselves. Let me share with you a famous example. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, he was once fired from the very company he had founded, a bitter failure that could have defeated anyone, yet he didn't let that setback break him. Instead, he held on to his vision of changing the world through technology. His perseverance and faith in his vision allowed him to return to Apple and build one of the most successful tech brands in the world. His story is a testament to the power of holding on to your vision, even in the face of the greatest obstacles. Believing in your vision is not just about believing in your own abilities, but also in the impact you can make on the world. When we trust in our vision, we don't give up easily in the face of difficulties. Instead, each challenge becomes a test of our resilience and determination. Those who succeed are not the ones who never face adversity, but those who refuse to give up, no matter how many obstacles they encounter. What is your vision? What drives you each day and makes you feel like you're moving towards something greater? If you don't have a clear answer yet, take the time to define your vision. It will not only give you motivation, but also act as a guiding light so that you don't get lost in the sea of short-term goals. Once you have your vision, hold on to it and keep moving forward, no matter how challenging the road ahead may be. I want to stress that vision is not something that exists only in our minds. It must be realized through action, through the decisions and efforts we make every single day. Let your vision not just be a dream, but a map guiding you. A source of motivation to keep building your life step by step until you reach your success. Change is a natural part of life, yet not everyone is willing to embrace it easily. For many, change brings uncertainty, loss, and even fear. However, the truth is that we cannot rebuild ourselves if we are not ready to accept change. Accepting change is the first step toward growth and progress. Every process of development requires change, both internally and externally. If someone refuses to accept change, they become stuck in stagnation, repeating old habits and failing to move forward. Imagine a mighty tree. It must endure harsh winters, heavy rains and storms to grow strong and spread its branches under the sun. Similarly, without change, we can never fully explore or realize our potential. Change doesn't only happen externally, more importantly, it happens within. Our thoughts, emotions, and mindset must constantly evolve to align with our circumstances and goals. This requires flexibility, an open mind, and a willingness to embrace new possibilities rather than fearing the unknown. Only by being open to internal change can we truly rebuild and grow. I want to share with you an example of a shift in mindset. There was a young woman who lived in constant fear of failure. Whenever something new or uncertain came her way, she would worry that she couldn't handle it. She clung to old habits and refused to step out of her comfort zone. But one day, she realized that this resistance to change was holding her back. She decided to shift her thinking, face her fears, and embrace new challenges. As a result, she opened up a new chapter in her life, filled with opportunities and success. Accepting change doesn't mean abandoning everything we've built. Rather, it's about refining, improving, and expanding ourselves to adapt to new circumstances. Change helps us move forward and continuously improve ourselves. However, change doesn't begin with external circumstances. It truly starts from within. Every significant change in life originates from shifts in our mind and emotions. This means that before we change anything externally, our jobs, relationships, or living conditions, we must first change how we perceive the world and adjust our mindset. Only when our mind and emotions are prepared can we fully embrace and execute the major changes in our lives. One of the most important aspects of internal change is developing a positive mindset. If we cannot change the way we view challenges and difficulties, we will never progress. When we shift our perspective, we start to see obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities for growth and learning. When we accept that change is inevitable, we gain the power to control and guide that change rather than letting it pull us into chaos. We become proactive in making better decisions, taking appropriate actions, and adapting ourselves to our environment and work. Change is no longer a threat. It becomes a companion that helps us grow and evolve. Internal change is not only about letting go of negative thoughts or outdated emotions, but also about building new mindsets and habits that enable continued growth. This requires self-awareness and a constant questioning of whether we are ready for positive changes. We often think that in order to change our lives, we need to take massive steps and make grand efforts. But the truth is, it doesn't have to be that way. It's the small, seemingly insignificant actions we take every day that have the power to create great change. Consistency. Those small, steady actions we take each day is what ultimately leads to success and allows us to rebuild ourselves in a sustainable way. I invite you to think of this process like a river slowly eroding large stones. A single stream may not have the strength to destroy a rock in one go, but if it flows consistently, day after day, year after year, it will eventually wear that rock down. Perseverance and regularity in small actions gradually create remarkable changes. These small, consistent actions are the key to rebuilding ourselves. Every day we can dedicate just a few minutes to learning a new skill, reading a few pages from a book, or developing good habits. At first, these actions may not yield immediate results, but if we keep at them, those small steps will eventually create a major difference in the future. For example, if you want to improve your health, you don't need to immediately start an intense workout regimen. Instead, begin with small habits like walking for 10 minutes a day, drinking enough water, or simply adding more vegetables to your meals. These small changes, repeated consistently, will lead to significant improvements over time. I want to share a story with you about a famous athlete. He once said that to achieve success in his sports career, he never focused solely on big achievements. Instead, he focused on the small details of his daily training sessions. He knew that it was those little details, the daily consistency, day after day, week after week, month after month, that made a big difference in his career. And the same principle applies to each of us. The power of perseverance and patience is what determines the success of any journey to rebuild ourselves. Often, we lack patience and want to see immediate results after a short period of effort. But remember, any significant change takes time. No great tree grows overnight. It grows day by day, little by little, through cold winters, rain, and storms. We too need patience and endurance to keep moving forward, even when the results are not yet visible. The principle of small habits, big results is one we must keep in mind. Start with the smallest actions, but make sure you do them every day. It's not about doing it once and quitting, but about consistency and perseverance. Every small action is like laying a brick, taking a step. When stacked together, these actions build a solid foundation for major change in our lives. Success doesn't come from one big push. It comes from small, steady efforts every single day. What matters is that we keep moving forward, even if it's just by taking small steps. If you can make progress even a little each day, you will see a significant difference over time. Trust the process, stay committed to your small steps, and you will find that the small changes you make today will lay the foundation for great achievements in the future. We have journeyed together through the steps of rebuilding ourselves, from rediscovering our purpose, growing through challenges, to letting go of what no longer serves us, holding strong to our vision, embracing change, and finally taking small but steady steps. Each of these elements plays a vital role in our development and the reconstruction of our lives. First, we've learned to rediscover our purpose. Purpose is not just a destination. It is the driving force that pushes us forward each day, the compass that guides us through the storms and challenges of life. No building can stand strong without a foundation, and in the same way, our purpose is the foundation of personal growth. We also now understand that growth is never easy. It requires endurance and perseverance. Just as trees must endure harsh winters and storms to grow tall and strong, we too must face challenges to become more resilient and mature. Each obstacle we overcome is a step forward in our journey of growth. What's equally important is knowing when to let go of what no longer serves us. Not everything in life is meant to stay forever. Outdated beliefs, habits, and relationships that no longer contribute to our growth must be released to make room for new and positive things. This act of letting go is crucial in our rebuilding process. The importance of having a clear vision cannot be overstated. A person with a clear vision always knows where they are headed, and as a result is not easily swayed by temporary setbacks. Holding firm to your vision is the key to overcoming obstacles and continuing forward even when the road is difficult. For anyone wishing to rebuild themselves, we must be ready to face change. Change is inevitable. While it may be unsettling, it is through change that we grow and become better versions of ourselves. Every major transformation begins within, from the way we think to how we feel and how we face the challenges of life. Finally, it's the small, consistent steps that form the foundation for all success. Success does not come from grand gestures made in the spur of the moment, but from steady perseverance in the small tasks we do each day. Just like a steady stream of water can eventually wear down a large rock. It is the consistency in our small actions that leads to great changes in our lives. Ladies and gentlemen, rebuilding ourselves is not an easy journey. It requires courage, determination, and most importantly, faith in ourselves. But I truly believe that any one of us who knows their purpose, holds onto their vision, and is willing to face change can rebuild their life in a stronger, more meaningful way. I want to end this speech with a strong call to action. Start today. Rediscover, grow, and rebuild yourself. Don't wait for the perfect moment because it will never come. Start with small steps, but take them with conviction. This journey is not easy, but it is worth every bit of effort you put in. Trust that no matter how difficult the journey may seem, you have the power to change, grow, and achieve the success you have always dreamed of. Thank you for listening, and I hope that from today, each of us will leave this room with a renewed determination. A determination to rebuild ourselves, become the best versions of ourselves, and face the future with confidence and unwavering resolve.